There's a famous line in baseball play-by-play history. And that famous line is, I can't believe what I just saw. Right? This is these famous calls, the Kirk Gibson home run. Legendary moments. With the Cleveland Cavaliers, we had legendary moments when they came back down 3-1 to beat the Golden State Warriors. Unbelievable games, unbelievable victories, and incredible turnaround. But Cleveland fans, unfortunately, have had to deal with way more heartbreaking losses than you've enjoyed exhilarating, heart-stopping wins, sadly. And tonight, and say whatever you want about their chances of winning the series, even if they had won tonight with all the injuries they're dealing with the beatdown that Donovan Mitchell took, and I mean, they just wasted an all-time performance. But the Cleveland Cavaliers, a team that had been so clutch all year, so great all year, gave us so many great moments all season long, destroyed the Miami Heat in the first round. It was right there for them to split the first two games and give themselves a chance if they could get some guys back. The Cavs, with 3 of their 6 best players out, played a magnificent first quarter. Played a solid, a decent second quarter, a decent third quarter. They were up 17 at the end of the first quarter. And the Cavs offensively, played great through 3 quarters. At the end of 3 quarters, they had 98 points. They were up 98 to 84, 14-point lead at the end of the third quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, the Pacers make this run. But like I felt many times all season, even though there were guys injured, I still was highly confident that the Cavs were going to win. Jarrett Allen dunked one home on a good pass from Isaac Okoro with about 8.5 minutes to go, and the Cavs were still up 11, 100-89. But then what happened is the Cavs, from that point for a while there, just stalled out. From that Jarrett Allen dunk with 8:27 to go, the Cavs went a minute and change without scoring. And then they only scored 4 points from the 7:30 mark until for a 3-minute stretch, they scored 4 points. And then they still had a lead of 6 points, 8 points. It was going back and forth. The Pacers got it down to 5 a couple of times. I think they might have they got it down to 4 with about 3.5 minutes to go. But then the Cavs scored. They got the ball back. Donovan Mitchell made a free throw. As exhausted as he was, and with a minute 55 to go in the game, the Cavs had a 7-point lead. Minute 56. A 7-point lead and the ball. A minute 56. A team that had played so great, especially, let's say Donovan Mitchell played great, and a couple others, I'll get into it. Up 7, minute 56 to go. Max Strus, who had his moments, both good and bad, misses a shot, point blank, and it stays a 7-point game. The Pacers get the rebound. Siakam makes a bucket. It's a 5-point game. The Cavs get it back after the and one with Siakam missing the free throw. Donovan Mitchell gets fouled. He makes one of two, And the Cavs are up 114-108. Still up 6. Still up 6. With 1:38 to go. But Donovan misses the second free throw. Then he gets the offensive rebound, gets his shot blocked. So the Pacers get it back, up 6. The Pacers then miss a shot on the Haliburton layup. Cavs go right down the court. Mitchell hits Max Strus for his last big moment of the game. When Max Strus hits the 3 with 1:06 to go, it puts the Cavs up 117-110. Again, they were up 17 at the end of the first half, at the end of the first quarter. They were up 14 going into the fourth. But they had a 7-point lead with 1:06 to go. 7. I know that's not impossible to come back, but there were some nervous moments, no doubt. But when Strus hits that three-pointer after the Pacers just missed a layup, I thought it was over. I'm sure most of you did, even with some of the struggles they were having, even with the injuries. 117-110 with 1:06 to go. What's the chances of losing that game? Well, they were 100%, it turns out. Haliburton goes right down the court, scores a bucket, 117-112. The Pacers stupidly fouled Donovan Mitchell. Donovan makes the first free throw. They're back up by 1. Makes the second free throw. So now, once again, back up by 7 with 57 seconds to go. 57 seconds. Jared Allen fouls Siakam, so you're still up 7 with 48 seconds left. You can't lose a game up 7 with 48 seconds left. I know it happens sometimes, but you can't do it. But that's exactly what the Cavs did. In fact, they would not score another point. The Siakam at 119-112 gets fouled with 48 seconds left. He misses the first free throw. The Pacers, I think, I don't know if Siakam missed the second free throw on purpose. I assume he did, but I guess I don't know that for sure. I'm not able to watch the postgame right now. 2 guys come streaking in, and Nesmith gets the rebound, gets the dunk. The Cavs were lucky that there was not a foul called there. Then Donovan Mitchell turns the ball over. I'm not going to blame him. He was just exhausted. He put the entire team on his back, and he had nothing left. But the Cavs still had a 5-point lead with 35 seconds to go. Tyrese Haliburton drives. He gets fouled by Jared Allen. The Cavs can't, maybe they would have challenged. I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the Donovan Mitchell foul that you could have potentially challenged. But the Cavs had no timeouts left anyway. Siakam makes the bucket, 119-116. Donovan Mitchell comes back in. Now remember, the Cavs had 1 timeout left. And they called a timeout after the Siakam layup because they wanted to get Donovan Mitchell back in the game. So they lost their last timeout there. I understand they want to get Donovan Mitchell in, but you lost your last timeout. So it's 119-116. The Cavs inbound from the side. Up 3 with the ball. 27 seconds left. Get it inbounds, get fouled. You probably win the game. Max Strus throws a super lazy pass. I don't know what he was doing there. Nembhard steps in front of it. I think it was going to Ty Jerome. He grabs the ball. I'm not sure. I can't remember now where the ball was being thrown to, but it was a super lazy pass by Strus. I don't know what went through his brain at that point. Ty Jerome, so there's a foul called. Looked like it might have been a bad call. The Cavs can't challenge because they're out of timeout, so Haliburton goes to the line. He makes the first free throw. Think about how many things in the first 12 minutes of this podcast, 10 minutes. Think about how many things, like, there's like 8 different things already that if the Cavs had done differently or done the right thing, the game's over. But okay, it's not over. Haliburton misses the second free throw. Again, you get a rebound there, the game's probably over. Haliburton gets their offensive rebound on his own free throw. There's 9 seconds left. If you get the rebound, I mean, unless you miss both free throws, you're going to probably win the game, or at the very least, it goes into overtime. How do you allow Tyrese Haliburton to get his own rebound? And then Ty Jerome, who was I love Ty Jerome. He had a great season. He was a fucking disaster in this game. He was absolute shit. That game that he played remind me of John Starks for the Knicks back in the day. All-time shit game. And then Ty Jerome is defending Haliburton. Haliburton fakes like he's going to the basket. Ty Jerome completely leaves him wide open. Haliburton steps back, and with 1 second left, hits the top of the key jumper, three-pointer, and the Pacers take a 120-119 lead. The Cavs even don't even officially get off a shot. I know Sam Merrill threw it up, but it was after the buzzer. And just like that, a stunned Cavs crowd, a stunned fan base watching at home, all of us. A season that appeared to be magical, that we thought the Cavs could win a championship. Now, the Cavs are down 0-2, one of the all-time choke jobs. And they're dealing with all these injuries. You got DeAndre Hunter. He might be back next game, maybe not. Evan Mobley's got a sprained ankle. I mean, he's the second-best player. After the first game, before we knew about all the injuries besides Darius, I said, don't panic, don't panic, don't panic. Well, now I've gone completely the other way. I don't see a scenario where the Cavs can win this series, not without Evan Mobley. I don't know what kind of shape Donovan Mitchell's going to be in because he took a fucking beating. The Cavs, they're a soft team besides Mitchell. A lot of the guys that played tonight. The Pacers just beat the fuck out of him. I can't remember who it was that tried to jump over Donovan Mitchell. If I'm a member of the Cavs, let me tell you something, folks. I'm 5'0". I'm fat. I'm out of shape. I was never good at basketball. Even at 23, when I was the best shape of my life, I weighed 185 pounds. I was playing basketball at this park in Brooklyn with no shirt on because I thought I was hot shit. I was a awful basketball player. Awful. I couldn't shoot. I couldn't jump much. Even when I was in better shape, I still had no vertical. I was a decent passer. But one thing I did well when I played basketball, the only thing I did well, really, is I would just harass people. I'd be physical, and I'd beat up the other team, in the schoolyard to help my teammates that were actually good. And as sad sack a ball player and athlete as I am, obviously I can never play in the NBA. But if I had my opportunity at 23 years old and I was on this Cavs team, I tell you, as much of a slappy as I am in basketball, without a stitch of basketball talent, I would have done something fucking physical. Donovan Mitchell, your superstar, played at a superhuman level. You see the fucking stats there. 48 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 4 steals, the ball in his hand the whole game, being harassed the whole game. 5 turnovers is not bad considering the situation. The guy almost goes for 50 and they lose. He got the shit beat out of him the whole fucking game. And where the hell were his teammates? All these fucking guys on Indiana. Your coach was just whining last night that Indiana's too tough, too physical. He basically said they're dirty without saying they're dirty. Is there any... They beat the fuck out of your whole team. The whole goddamn team is hurt. And nobody's doing shit. I don't care that Jared Allen at 22 and 12. I want him throwing a fucking elbow at somebody. Max Strus looking like a beach volleyball player. He had a good game. I don't give a shit. Throw an elbow. Knock somebody on their ass for crying out loud. Put Tristan Thompson in to do it. Give me somebody. Dean Wade, you fucking stiff. Do something. And I know he had some rebounds. He played solid defense. Can somebody... Ty Jerome. I need less look at me. And how about kick some ass? 1 of 14. He no-showed. Who the hell's paying him a big contract after that game? Where was the fight, the grit, the toughness? Donovan Mitchell did every freaking thing he could. And he was out there on an island. He had no faith in any of his teammates. And Strus, he shot it well. Jared made all his shots. Sam Merrill did a solid job. But it wasn't enough, man. Ty Jerome, 1 of 14. Dean Wade, 1 of 4. The Cavs are under 30% in consecutive games from 3. And even Donovan didn't shoot well. He's been terrible from 3. I think he's 2 for 18 from 3. But my God, got himself to the free throw line 21 times. Is anybody going to do anything? They've knocked out Evan Mobley. They've knocked out DeAndre Hunter. They're beating the shit out of Donovan Mitchell. Jared Allen took some shots in game 1. And where can I get some toughness? Can we play somebody that's going to foul hard, that's going to knock somebody on Indiana on their ass? Is that too much to ask for? I don't fucking understand this. Now, I would normally read the comments. We have the most people we've ever had for a Cavs postgame. Way more than we usually have live, which is awesome. But there's so many comments, I can't keep up. I'm trying to see as many as I can. Let me just tell you that even though I'm not going to... I can't read them because there's just too many. But I love you all, and I appreciate that you're with me now. And I feel your frustration. I'm so disappointed in this team. And I know, I was texting with Mike in the fourth quarter, and I'm saying, listen, I don't know how they can win this series. If Evan doesn't come back and or Darius or Hunter, and he thinks Hunter's going to come back for the next game, I'm like, I don't know that they can win this. But, man, what a performance by Donovan Mitchell. Please don't let them waste this. And you just kept feeling like, okay, they're making so many mistakes, but they'll hold on. And then they didn't. One stupid mistake after unable to get a rebound. A pathetic inbound pass from Max Strus. You want to blame the coach? I don't blame the coach. There's injuries. You want to blame him? He ran out of the timeout. All right, blame him if you will. The players play the game, man. Especially in the NBA. The players play the game. So, I don't want again, I don't care about Kenny Atkinson right now. I don't care about his fucking coach of the year. But I'm just so frustrated by how this team is letting Donovan Mitchell and other guys just get the shit beat out of them. And the Cavs just pissed down their leg. They pissed down their leg. They were unwilling to fight with the Pacers. And in the end, they were unwilling to fight for the physical battle. And they were unwilling to fight to win this game. Max Strus's bad pass, inexcusable. Not having a timeout. That's where I'll blame Kenny Atkinson. So you can't challenge down the stretch. Inexcusable. Not being able to get a rebound on a missed free throw and giving up a rebound to the guy who shot the free throw with less than 10 seconds left. Unbelievable. Unexcusable. The Cavs didn't lose this game because of the refs. The Cavs lost this game because they are shorthanded, yes, but they are not tough enough. You hoped that this year would be different, and I'm not a fool. I understand that a lot of this is the injury, but the Pacers are just a much tougher team. And if Hunter, Mobley, and Darius can't play the rest of the series, the Cavs are going to get swept. Donovan, I mean, he laid it all out on the line. We should be talking about a 1-1 series and one of the all-time great playoff performances by our superstar, Donovan Mitchell. Instead, we talk about an all-time bad loss. We put up a poll here in the chat. Is this the Cavs' worst non-finals loss ever? And there's been some heartbreakers, non-finals. And maybe it's prison at a moment, but 80% of you have said yes. It's the worst non-finals loss ever by the Cavs. It's pretty damn depressing right now, folks. It really is. Obviously, we'll try to get locked back in. Game 3's Friday night. Do I want to spend now Friday night and Sunday night watching this shit show? And man, if they lose Friday, and I know it's probably over anyway, but if they lose Friday, God, I don't even want to watch the game Sunday. I see some people saying they can't watch Game 3. I got to watch Game 3. I got to convince myself that if some of the Cavs come back, that maybe they can, shock the world and win 4 of the next 5. Crazier things have happened. I'm trying to convince myself of that. I don't really believe it. Right now, I think it's more likely they get swept than come back and win this series. And I'll tell you something else. I said this on the show earlier today. And I know people are going to say, well, if they hadn't gotten hurt, it would have been different. I don't give a shit. Cavs couldn't stay healthy last year. They couldn't stay healthy this year. That's part of their DNA of who they are. I'm not interested in watching a meaningless regular season. I got sucked in because the Cavs got off to that great start. They were undefeated. They were fun to watch. I will watch the games in the regular season next year because it's my job to be informed. But there'll be no passion in it. None whatsoever. How could there be? An absolute freaking disgraceful performance by the Cavs. All right, everybody. A couple of quick other thoughts before I wrap up. Guardians split a doubleheader today. Both games were blowouts. First game of the doubleheader. Well, I shouldn't. What am I talking about? The first game was not a blowout. It looked like it was going to be a blowout. The Guardians were down 5-2. Then they put up a 6 spot in the top of the 7th, go up 8-5, and then they gave up 4 in the bottom of the 7th. It was a shocking moment because Cade Smith obviously has been as good a relief pitcher as there's been in baseball since he made his major league debut at the beginning of last season. But he had a terrible day. 3 hits, a walk, 4 runs. And the Nats end up, it was 10-8. Guardians did score 1 in the ninth, but not enough. 10-9, despite 14 hits. Nolan Jones hit his second home run in that game. It was a good offensive day for the Guardians. They scored 18 runs total. Won the second game easily. 9-1 was the final in that one. I did not get to watch the second game between being out with Little League and watching the Cavs, so I'll watch the second game in the morning. I didn't even bother to put it on at the end because they were up so big. So I haven't seen the actual performance, but statistically, great game by Lively, who allowed only 4 base runners in 5 1/3. Carlos Santana hit his 4th home run. My buddy Austin Hedges hit his 3rd. The red-hot Daniel Schneemann hit his 5th home run. And Brian Rocchio still stinks, although he did have an RBI. So they split their doubleheader 21-15, and they are a game and a half behind the Tigers. If you missed my podcast this morning, we did a little preview of the Cavs, but a lot of it was talking about the Browns and the quarterback situation in the draft with Mary Kay Cabot. And next week, special guest next Tuesday, 1 week from today, on my Tuesday morning show, former Browns linebacker and really good guy, Joe Schobert. What's he doing post-NFL? Yeah, it'd be pretty interesting. I love Joe. He was one of my favorite players when he was here because selfishly, because he was extremely nice to me. He would always sit for an interview. He never felt rushed when I was interviewing him. And he and I have some of the same interests in movies and TV, and so we kind of would talk about some of that stuff off the air. So I always really loved Joe, and I'm glad he's having success now at the end of his, now the football's over. He and his wife are doing this really cool thing. So anyway, he's going to join me in the bullpen next Tuesday. So I look forward to that. Hopefully you're checking out the new show. It was the debut today for me, Betting Weekly Hardball. It's on every weekday, Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Doug Kazarian, formerly of ESPN. And I joined Doug on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and I was on for the first time today. Some of my picks hit today. Some of my picks did not hit today. I had the over in the Cubs-Giants game. It went over because the Cubs just tied the game in the 9th, so it's 5-5 in the 10th. So I got the over there. I had the Mets. That's 1-0 in the 3rd. I bet against the Rockies, but that game got rained out. I had the Padres. They were up 3-2 on the Yankees. I think in the 8th, the Yankees scored 10 runs, so that went out the window. I had the Reds as my upset special, and they had a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 9th, and the Braves tied it in the 9th and won it in the 10th. So a mixed day, but overall I'd say a bad day on my first day of picking games on the show. But there'll be a lot of good days too. Thanks to Max and Z for producing. Thanks to all of you for watching and listening. Record numbers for the live podcast today. I love you all. I know it's heartbreaking. We'll try to get at it again. I'll be on after Friday's game as well. Hang in there, everybody. I'll be on UCSS tomorrow as well. I'll talk to you all next time. Where else but right here in the bullpen with Adam the Bull, brought to you by Bet Rivers. See you, everybody. See ya.